For my project, I chose to cover the Golden Gate Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge was built from January 5th, 1933 to April 19th, 1937. The lead engineer on the project was Joseph Behrman Strauss. Before construction of the bridge, the only way to travel from San Francisco to Marin County was by taking a ferry over the water separating the two. This bridge was created to make travel easier as well as to grow San Francisco, as the city had been growing under the national average for some time. Many experts agreed that a bridge could not be built here due to the deep 382 feet water at the center of the channel, frequent strong winds, and strong swirling tides, as well as it being a 6,700 foot strait. The public also pushed against the bridge, calling it ugly. Original estimates said that the bridge would cost over $100 million to construct, but Strauss proposed a plan that would cost $25 million. First, huge concrete piers were constructed in the bay at each end of the bridge. Then the towers were constructed up and cables were drawn between them. Finally, sections of the roadway were lifted into position and connected to the Marin and San Francisco approach roads. I could not find much on false work. However, workers did construct a temporary roadway on a timber access trefoil to reach the South Tower foundation site. Also, I would assume that false work was used in the form of scaffolding for these concrete piers to keep them upright while construction was underway. The project was completed ahead of time and under budget and used steel, concrete, and paint. If the Golden Gate Bridge were constructed in the 1700s, the process would be totally different. The materials used would be different based on location and what was popular at the time. Being that this was San Francisco in 1700s, I would most likely say they would use wood. The process of the building project would contrast a lot too, as workers back then did not have some of the more recent methods and tools that we do and did have. They would have been less efficient with their time and resources in the 1700s. It would have been much more difficult process, more physically demanding, and more brute force would be required. Safety would have also been much different, as Strauss made an effort to keep his workers safe by installing safety nets and requiring PPE, such as hard helmets and anti-glare glasses. The first time this was required in a construction project. False work back then would have been made out of wood and used to support a structure until it could stand on its own, most likely. If it were built today, I do not think much of the process would be different besides the equipment and technology we use, as well as probably some heightened safety measures, as there were multiple casualties during the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge. Other bridges of the time may have influenced the structure. Whatever bridges structures did work well back then were probably considered. Also, because the Golden Gate Bridge was considered impossible to construct, other failures were definitely factored in and analyzed for the Golden Gate Bridge today. They probably looked at other suspension bridge projects as well as what worked well for them and what did not. I would assume that they looked at the London Bridge as well as the Holzbrück beim Sachsenhagen, a German wooden bridge used to connect a German village to Stein, Switzerland.